How many major life decisions do you make without your partner's input? Well, hey, in today's video, that's what we're going to be talking about. So let's get into it.
Hey, welcome back to our channel. So today we're going to be discussing, should you get your partner's approval before making major life decisions?
Ooh, okay.
Is it a sign of respect or is it control?
Yeah, that's a good topic. So we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. You know what? I look at it as, why are you laughing already? I didn't even got into it yet.
Because I'm thinking of when you made some business decisions. Go ahead.
Those were life decisions too,
look,
right?
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, say what you was going to say.
All right, so since we already there, we're going to take it there then. Yes, when we're making decisions, I guess, you know, I think I've learned, here's what I've learned. I've learned it's better to have more input when making these decisions. Now, ultimately, you know, if there's a decision that I feel strongly about, I may still go that way. But since we are in a relationship, this is a partnership, I think it's better that we at least have the input, right? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes she can see things that I don't see. And it turns out the way that she said it was going to go. So I've learned that. What? That's called experience.
What? So I'll be right? That's what I heard.
You can hear what you hear.
That's what I heard.
But no. So all right. What are your thoughts on it then?
Yeah, I think major life decisions. You should definitely get your partner's input. I know early on that wasn't my strong point.
What, giving it or receiving it?
Giving.
Okay. Okay.
Letting you know, oh, this is something that I want to do. We're making a big purchase.
Yeah. So, what's all the faces about?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, but I it's something that you got to learn and kind of get into. And it also depends on where you're at in your relationship, I would say. But yeah. No, I think the best example of that was when we went to that wedding in Compton for my boy Buka and Nicole. And the pastor said that the husband is the head of the family, right? But the wife is the neck, meaning the wife can kind of look around and see different things that somebody who's the head, I'm the head of the family. I'm the head of the family, but the neck turns the head so that you can kind of see different things that you might not be able to see on your own. And that's a partnership. You know, they work together. Nobody just got a head with no neck. I mean, some people do.
A head with no neck.
But yeah, so I get that. And I understand that. I think, you know,
yeah, you have to take in your partner's consideration, because you're not just thinking about yourself. You have to think about the big picture and how it affects both of you guys. Yeah, so like I can't make this big decision on I'm gonna take a job out of the country and like his business is here. Like we have to think about our livelihood, and now we have to think about our kids and all of that. So yeah, so making those big decisions like that can put strain on the relationship, make things more complicated than they need to be. You can brainstorm. You know, when now I wouldn't say like you need to. I wouldn't say it's a control thing if you guys have that respect. I feel like it's more of a respect thing, because you respect and value your partner's input, and you respect their feelings and how this decision affects them.
Yeah, respect definitely plays a role. I think the word approval just rubs people wrong.
Yeah. Just like submitting. But also,
I mean, it's kind of like, you know, I believe submit is in the Bible.
Yes, but it doesn't mean to control.
No, it doesn't. But it also, I think that needs to be a whole topic on itself. We come up with some good ideas while we're making these videos. It's important to make sure that the respect is there, because if there's no respect, it can go both ways. It's like having enough respect in your partner to say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Versus, I'm doing this.
Yeah. And we got to figure it out.
And we're going to have to figure this out.
Yeah. I think it's more of a, oh, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, not like a control thing, not like a getting approval. It's more of coming to a decision together. That's how, you know, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. And I know she be thinking I'm lying or I'm trying to butter her up for things like that, but she is like such an amazing woman, right? She really is. She's super creative, which is her God-likeness, which is one of the biggest things I don't see it. I see it like crystal clear. And that's one of the things like I want you to bring that to the world more, your creativeness. But however, what I'm saying is that you can see things, we can look at the same picture and see it two different ways. Because I know from my perspective on a lot of things, I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I'm always looking for like, how can I build a business around this? How can I serve people around this type of topic or subject? And you might just look at it like, no, we just need to do this. This doesn't have to be a business. You can just do this. I
just be trying to make sure we don't become broke.
Overextend ourselves. Yeah, because that comes with being a serial entrepreneur. Now you see Instagram make it look like everybody's successful at everything. And that, you know, I started a business and now I'm in a Ferrari and I'm living on the beach. It's like, that's not how it is. Like, as an entrepreneur, you have ups, you have downs. You got money, you are broke. There's a little bit of everything throughout that process. And you gotta learn to enjoy the process. You start a YouTube channel and you only get 10 views in a day. Like, don't look at it like it's only 10 views. Look at it like, hey, 10 people took time out of their day to watch our content. Let's see how we can continue to build content to help people along their journey with things that they need help with, or to entertain them with things they want to be entertained by. So it's a journey, but it's that journey of doing it together as partners makes the relationship stronger. Yeah. Because it's really when one person feels this way and the other person feels that way, it's trying to find some middle ground. Yeah. And we don't always agree on everything, obviously. I think our major decisions that we always have to communicate about is probably business stuff and maybe some trips. Maybe some trips. My girl wanna see the world, and we will. And we will. You know what I'm saying? It's a process of like, it's a balance. It's a balance, because it's like, in my mind, I want to build enough businesses so that we can travel and not have to worry about any kind of expenses for as long as God has us on earth. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're married and we're together and all that. But also from your perspective, I want to enjoy life while we're here. Yeah. But like, not like be reckless, but you know, we're not promised tomorrow. So I want to experience things and create memories with our kids as a family, with each other. Yeah. You know, that's my perspective. I think it's finding the harmony in that, because what I'm realizing from with the level of ambition that I have and the mentors that I see who have reached the levels of success that I want myself and our family to achieve, there is going to be a stretch of no balance. It's just gonna be that. I've done case studies, I've researched so many different people. I mean, you listen to, like, for example, my favorite athlete, Kobe Bryant. He was talking about how there was just, for 20 years, which
that's a long time. But
which is probably honestly, a bad example because he passed away before he could really do all the, he has some time with his family after, but what I'm saying is he dedicated himself to his craft for a very long time and became one of the greatest and built businesses around that. So now his family is good, even though he's not here.
But I think he still took time to enjoy,
Yeah, of course. Now, to the level that he probably wanted to, maybe not. I'm sure when you have, 4 kids? I'm sure there were some times when he probably wished he could have took more time to do family stuff. But basketball was his thing. And other entrepreneurs too, they also say like the same type of stuff of like, you got to make that sacrifice, and it's a challenge, y'all. It is a challenge, and that's why I appreciate her patience.
Well, thanks. Well, you're patient with me too, because I be wanting to do things and then I change my mind. I be trying to get into the entrepreneur spirit. I feel like I'm better on the back end of business,
which is fine.
And like
using your creativity.
He's the visionary, I feel.
Yeah. And
the risk taker.
Yeah.
And then I help put things together.
Well, here's an example. They were talking about how, I believe Myron Golden said this. He's talking about how when you think about Apple computers, the first thing that comes to mind is Steve Jobs. And he's been gone for over a decade now. Versus Steve Wozniak, who actually created the Apple computer. He's still alive, but nobody talks about him. They talk about Steve Jobs because he was the visionary.
And he was like the face of it.
He was the one who saw everything and helped bring that to life. Now, he had people who helped him behind the scenes, right? and that's how they built this incredible, amazing company. So I think that's the same thing. That's like, we got to be able to understand our strengths and lean on those strengths. Like I said, you have a lot of creativity. So bringing your creativity to life, especially when we're making major decisions, that we got to factor in how that can affect our family and our future.
So what are some other big decisions you think you should get approval from your partner for?
Yeah, and that's the thing. When we say major, like we're talking about,
or I guess life decisions. Or life decisions, major decisions.
Yeah.
Life is major.
Life is definitely major. It's I guess just finding out, like, is there like a threshold of like when you need to put in like input? Like if you need to go put some gas in your car, we don't have to have input on doing that unless
what?
If you got something on that was for me.
Goodness.
Look.
First of all, I'm not about to get into that. Because
look.
Sometimes I'll just be looking like a bum, and you still be like, "You wanna go out in that?"
No. Okay. When you have your mom jeans, and I love your mom jeans, there's no issues with that. Now, once again,
watch this.
Time out. You wear certain things just for me. And I would like for those things that are worn for me to be for me.
Like what?
Them bodysuits.
Oh my goodness.
Them bodysuits.
I wear those because they're comfy.
Them sundresses.
It be hot outside.
All right, some of them is, that yellow one.
The other one gone.
I'm glad it's gone. That's a whole nother video for another day. I'm glad it's gone.
He's so extra.
Oh
You're
man,
doing too much.
I do too much. We need to see you in that yellow, that yellow
It's
body.
a regular dress.
Nah,
It just happens to fit very nicely.
It fits to perfection, and I like to look at all of the curves.
We are digressing.
I'm sorry. See that yellow? It just bring it back. Reel me back in. Reel me back in. So,
Talking about some life decisions you feel is necessary to get your partner's approval for.
yeah, I think if it's major, then input, yes. Approval.
I guess it's just the approval. Like, I guess the word approval just sounds controlling.
It does. It
but
sounds controlling.
More of a input, but like buying a house,
Buying a house.
1.5 kids.
Yeah.
Like those are some big inputs. Those some big decisions that you need your partner's input for.
You might actually need approval for that. That's kind of big. Yeah, input could be one thing. Are you good with this and I'm good with this? That's a whole nother thing.
That's like putting input. Like, okay, maybe deciding when we should have. I don't know.
I think we should both come to a mutual agreement on some
There we
really,
go. There we go. See?
I'm just, trying to put it together. But
Yeah, let's talk about some vacations
I can give you some input.
and let's make a decision.
I hear you. Well, hey, that's what we think about it. What do you guys think? Should you need to get approval or input from your partner before making major life decisions? Leave us a comment down below, please.
And do you feel like it's like a type of control, or do you think it's respect? Let us know. We'd love to hear it.
All right, you good?
Yeah.
All right. Look, I'm getting your input before I end this video. I don't want no issues.
Y'all see what I gotta deal with?
What do you mean deal with?
I gotta deal with.
I'm 20 years in this thing, girl. Well, 19. We're almost there.
Basically 20.
Yeah.
Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please make sure that you like and subscribe to this video and turn on those bell notifications so you can know when we drop in a new video. You want to say anything else?
Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all on the next one.
Bye.